Hello everyone! If you're new to the idea of insurance, then you're in the right place. It is one of the most important ways to protect your loved ones and your families. And today, we are starting with the basics. Let's dive into a type called term life insurance, which is a very straightforward and often the most affordable option. Think of it like you are renting a protection. You choose a length of time, your term, let's say 20 years. During that term, if you pass away, your policy pays a lump sum of money called the death benefit to your chosen beneficiaries. For those new to life insurance, beneficiaries are simply the people you choose to receive that money. So, if you're gone, this money can help your family pay their mortgage, cover your kids' education, whatever your biggest financial worries would be. Now, you pay a regular monthly amount called a premium. This stays the same throughout your term, giving you predictable costs. Generally, the younger and healthier you are when you get your policy, the lower those premiums will be. Now, this is the key. Term insurance is specifically about the death benefit, not about savings or fancy investments like some other kinds of life insurance. So, let's say if you've got a mortgage or kids who depend on your income, term life is the perfect. Match your term length to the time you need the coverage. Say for a 30-year mortgage, get a 30-year term policy. Term life is often the cheapest way to get a big chunk of coverage. That's great when you need maximum protection and a smaller budget. Now, the things to note are, when your term is up, so is the coverage, unless you choose to renew, which might come at a higher cost. So remember, with the term insurance, you're only paying for the protection. If you outlive the term, your policy doesn't have a payout on its own. So, that's the term life insurance in a nutshell. If you've got specific responsibilities for a certain amount of time, it's a smart way to protect what matters the most. So in our last video, we discussed the basics of term life insurance. So today, let's dig into specific situations where term life insurance really shines, like protecting your mortgage and replacing your income for your loved ones. So imagine this. You have worked hard to buy a home. You do not want your family left with a mortgage they cannot afford if something happens to you. That is where term life comes in. Let's say your mortgage has 25 years left. You can get a term life policy with a 25-year term. If you pass away during that time, the death benefit could pay off the mortgage entirely, giving your family one less huge thing to stress about. Now, think about your paycheck. Losing it would be devastating for those who depend on you. So term life insurance can act as a kind of income replacement. So, you estimate how much money your family annually needs to cover regular expenses. Add things like childcare or future college costs. Then, get a term policy with a death benefit matching that amount. For example, you need to replace $50,000 of income for 10 years in case you're gone. Look at term life policies with a death benefit of around $500,000. Term life is often the cheapest way to get that big chunk of coverage you need to cover a mortgage or replace years of income. You need protection for a set time, a mortgage length, the year your kids are dependent. That's what term life is designed for. You are not looking for fancy investments or cash value, just the peace of your mind that your loved ones are taken care of. So review your term policy regularly. If your mortgage gets paid down or your income increases significantly, you might need to adjust your coverage amount. So, when your term ends, the coverage does too. You'd need to look at renewing or a different policy if you still need protection. So, if you're facing big financial responsibilities like mortgage or supporting a family, term life insurance should absolutely be on your radar. Of course, everyone's situation is unique. So if you want to figure out exactly what policy might work the best for you, feel free to reach out. Let's bust a major myth about life insurance, that it's too expensive. We're going to focus on term life insurance and why it's one of the most budget-friendly ways to get the protection that you need. Unlike some fancy life insurance types, term life is about the death benefit. No savings components, no complex stuff. That keeps the cost down. So, if you get a term life while you're younger and in good health, your premiums will likely be much lower. It's kind of like locking in a good rate. With term life, your premium stays the same for the entire term. That makes the budgeting way easier. So let's get specific. A healthy 30-year-old might get a $500,000 policy for a 20-year term with premiums under $30 a month. Think of what else you spend that kind of money on. Your age, health, and the amount of coverage you need affects your premiums. But term life is almost always a good starting point when you're on a budget. Term life helps you cover a mortgage, your kid's future, that replaces your income, and those things that are priceless. Paying even a small premium every month protects you against the huge financial blow your family might get if you're no longer here. Knowing that your loved ones will be okay financially, even if the worst happens, there is no real price tag on that. So, don't let the too expensive myth scare you away from life insurance. So, term life insurance is within the reach of many people. So, in our last video, we talked about the affordability of the term life insurance. So, today, let's bust some more myths that might be holding you back from exploring this most important protection. So the first myth is that I am too young and healthy to need a life insurance. So the reality is that life is unpredictable. Accidents happen. Unexpected illnesses can strike anyone. If anyone relies on you financially, having term life in place means that they are taken care of, even if the unthinkable happens. Think of it as an investment in protecting your future family. You will likely never get term life cheaper than when you are young and healthy. So the second myth is that my employer's group coverage is enough. Employer coverage is a perk, but tread carefully. It might not be as much as you think, and it goes away if you leave that job. Term life is yours. You control it, the coverage amount, and it follows you wherever your career takes you. It's your safety net, not your employer's. So the third myth is that term life insurance is too expensive. Remember, we debunked this last time. Term life is often the most budget-friendly way to get significant coverage. Especially if you're younger, you might be surprised how affordable those premiums are. Think of it as protection per dollar. Even a small monthly premium can translate to a huge death benefit, giving your loved ones a powerful financial cushion. The fourth myth is, if I outlive the term, I have wasted my money. So think of term life insurance like car or home insurance. You pay for peace of mind, hoping you will never need it, but if you do, it's invaluable. So you got term life to cover a specific time, like when your kids are young. If you outlive that term, awesome, you have fulfilled your responsibility. So do not let these myths hold you back from protecting your loved ones. Term life insurance can be straightforward and affordable and a very powerful tool. So if you still have questions, let's connect. We are here to help you.